Welcome back. It's Frankie Boyer. So I don't know about you, but I've been a little curious about some of the new commercials that we've been seeing on television about smokeless tobacco and the different flavors. And I often wonder, what are the risks involved? Joining us today is Dr. Brad Rodu, and he's professor of medicine at University of Louisville. And you hold an endowed chair in tobacco harm reduction research, and for the past 20 years you've been involved to research and policy development regarding tobacco harming and the reduction of tobacco issues. And so tell me, what are your thoughts about this new smokeless tobacco and what's going on with the different flavors?
Well, good morning, Frankie. Yes, I have been involved in tobacco issues for the past 20 years. And the bottom line, everybody knows this, smoking kills.
Right.
When you burn tobacco and inhale cigarette smoke for 20 or 25 years, you start to develop risks for multiple cancers, heart attacks and strokes, emphysema, and those diseases kill smokers at the rate of almost at least 400,000 each and every year. Now, it's not the tobacco plant. It's the thousands of chemicals you inhale when you're inhaling smoke. And so the concept of tobacco harm reduction allows smokers and encourages them to substitute smoke with a smoke-free tobacco product, delivering the nicotine, but not delivering all the smoke, tar, and chemicals.
So are you saying that the smokeless chewable, and I just saw an ad for one made with mint leaves, those are okay to use?
Any tobacco product that's not burned is vastly safer than smoking. A recent study by the federal government, it showed that moist snuff, we call it dip and chew products,
yes,
they don't have any risks for mouth cancer. And so this perception that people have about how high risk smokeless tobacco products are, dip and chew, is totally wrong. And it's been fed by government authorities who want people to abstain from all tobacco products.
So my question to you is, the Red Sox, because the mayor of Boston has banned all chewing tobacco, and therefore athletes that come to Fenway Park to play ball, and for whatever reason, smokeless tobacco is, and the chewing of it is a big deal in baseball. And maybe you can give us a little bit of a history of why that is. I often wondered why this particular sport, it's so prevalent, Doctor.
Well, yes, and baseball stadiums and baseball organizations are banning smokeless tobacco all over the country. And it's a politically correct kind of policy to ban smokeless tobacco. Now, the thing about that is that it's obviously it applies to the players, but it's not going to apply to the fans because modern smokeless tobacco products can be used invisibly. So that's really not that problematic to fans. But the point is they're banning these products because they think they're dangerous. And while no tobacco product is perfectly safe, these products present minuscule risk. And this is an area that I've been studying for 20 years and report on regularly on my Rodu, that's R-O-D-U, Tobacco Truth blog.
Dr. Rodu, I don't understand how I'm still having a hard time wrapping around this subject, and that's why I wanted you on, because if I'm having a hard time, most consumers are as well. Where is this misinformation coming from that we've been told?
Well, it dates back to a 1981 study that basically gave the wrong impression to Americans that all smokeless tobacco products were dangerous. And it turns out there was a product that is only used in the South mainly. It was a powdered product. And it basically, there were some modest risks with that product. But unfortunately, the study, the researchers in that study basically applied that risk to all dip and chew products. Mm-hmm. It never should have happened, and now everybody, I'm an oral cancer. I have a lot of knowledge of oral cancer. I'm an oral and maxillofacial pathologist. Mm-hmm. And until I started research in this area back in the mid-1990s, even I was misinformed about the risks of smokeless tobacco. And so for the past 20 years, I've been trying to educate doctors and smokers and even smokeless tobacco users about what the actual risks so that they can make choices that will benefit them. And, recently, two well-recognized tobacco policy experts, Lynn Kozlowski at the University of Buffalo and David Sweener in Ottawa, have actually come out and told the FDA that they need to stop a $36 million campaign against smokeless tobacco because it's based on an illegitimate misperception of tobacco risks.
Plus, can you imagine if we could earmark that $36 million to other things? Gosh, what a waste of $36 million. That's a tremendous amount of money.
Absolutely. It's the tip of the iceberg. The federal government's campaign to basically impose tobacco prohibition across the United States, that is, the elimination of all nicotine and tobacco products, is completely misdirected because it's cigarette smoking that is the main health risk for Americans. It's a similar campaign against e-cigarettes. E-cigarettes deliver a vapor or an aerosol of nicotine, water, and a few other flavors and such. And they don't have anywhere near the same level of risk as cigarette smoking. But the federal government is intent on keeping smokers from switching.
So
it's just appalling.
I'm concerned though about nicotine. Tell me about nicotine. Shouldn't we be concerned about nicotine and nicotine consumption?
Well, nicotine is addictive. There's no doubt about that. But so are many of the other things we consume in consumer products. For example, caffeine. Caffeine's also addictive. But nicotine does not cause any of the diseases that kill smokers. Okay. Nicotine has never been shown to be a cancer-causing agent. It doesn't drive heart attacks and strokes, and it certainly doesn't cause emphysema. Now, so nicotine is the reason people smoke, and in fact, many smokers get a lot out of nicotine. They enjoy the drug. It's a mild stimulant. When you're bored, which may have been the issue with baseball players,
God, this is so fascinating.
Games are boring.
we are out of time. Doctor, this
Okay.
is so fascinating. Give us the more information, how we can find out about what you're doing, your work, and your blog, and all of that good stuff.
Well, it's Rodu, R-O-D-U, Tobacco Truth. And I write every week. I have books, pamphlets, lots of information for smokers and other tobacco users.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being on with us today. Very informative. We'd love to have you back for more details, because that's the headlines, and I know it was a new conversation for me. And we'll be back in a moment. Frankie Boyer, Biz Talk Radio.